expecting much more of a slowing of the global growth than we have seen. This year we expect a little bit more than 3%. It's not like trend growth closer to 4% we had for decades, but with all the geopolitical turmoil, it's not bad. You know, trade used to be the engine of growth, and trade grew twice as much as the global growth. That, I think, is not happening in the years to come. But what we're seeing now, that trade is still growing. It's growing around 3%. So it's not stopping. So we are trading more with each other, with respect, this year than we did last year. So that is important to remind ourselves about. And secondly, on top of this, we have $1.5 trillion being invested in AI last year. This will continue also this year. So a year ago, I would have been worried that we could see a decade of slow growth like in the 1970s. If there's no major wars and escalations with the new technologies, we could possibly also, if you want to look at the bright side of life, and that's also something we need to do, we can see decades of high growth because of the investments in the new technologies, increased productivity and all this.
Various different ways India is moving on all four fronts, and so it's very exciting because with the world's largest population, a very significant and deep base of data consuming users, strong connectivity, and more importantly, a nation which can benefit significantly if we apply AI in the various areas which hamstring our growth right now. So I think the opportunity in India for AI is immense, and therefore it's prudent for companies which believe in India, believe in India's long-term potential to build this core infrastructure. This is like the airports or the railways. In 20 years' time, you'll say that, you know, the data centers are as important or as critical to creating productivity and creating growth as airports are. So that's where we want to be.
Done, I think, in my view, a brilliant job. Brand Modi is strong, brand India is strong. Just had a discussion with one of your competitors about the difference between brand Trump and brand Modi, but both in their own ways unique. But I think Modi has done a great job for India, and India is in a great position. From an Asian point of view, it's the economy of choice after China, or maybe adjacent to China. China, I think, will continue to squeeze Taiwan. If you're big in China, if you want to really be bigger, you know, if you're 15-20% of your sales are in China, like Apple or LVMH, you probably want to diversify a bit. And Indian entrepreneurs are now spreading their wings around the world. You see it here at Davos. So they're not only successful in the Indian context, but also in a global context. So, you know, this is a new age for India. And I think Modi's positioning, you know, between the superpowers is probably the right positioning. There's some criticism of that, I think, but it's probably unfounded.